Hi everyone, I am Heather, and I want to welcome you to Magnificent Authors Podcast, brought to you by Magnificent Mamas. This is the show where we'll celebrate the magic of storytelling and the power of words. I'm your host, Heather, and each week I'll be sitting down with incredible authors from all walks of life to explore their creative journeys, uncover their writing secrets, and delve into worlds they create. Whether you are an aspiring writer, a passionate reader, or simply curious about the minds behind your favorite books, this is the podcast for you. So grab a cozy blanket, pour yourself a cup of tea, and get ready to be inspired by the magnificent authors who join us. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, my name is Heather, and I'm the owner of Magnificent Mamas and Magnificent Authors Podcast. We're joined here today with author Christine. Christine, I'm going to let you pronounce your last name. I don't want to...
Milkovic Krauss.
Yes, okay. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you and to have you here today. Do you want to tell us a little about yourself?
Well, I'm honored to be on a show called Magnificent Mamas and Magnificent Authors. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
So I adopted a cat named Teddy a couple years ago. Well, a few years ago now. It was a rescue cat who had lost its ears from frostbite. And the cat came with the name and everything. And we noticed that Teddy loves spaghetti. And I thought, wow, what a cute name for a book. And then I thought, you know what? The cat lost its ears to frostbite. There is a story here, and that pet care, like, people will remember not to leave their dogs in hot cars, but they don't really think about animals outside in freezing weather too, and then impact that it can have, and it's a completely preventable injury. So Teddy, I've written 4 books about Teddy, the story about how Teddy lost his ears.
Aww.
Yeah, and kids can relate to it because Teddy feels sad that he looks differently after. He looks different than all the other cats, and friends are asking him questions about how he lost his ears, and he thinks they're making fun of him, but then he realizes that they're just asking questions because they care. And it's okay to ask hard questions right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second thing we discovered after Teddy lost his ears is that Teddy loves spaghetti.
Aww.
Literally the first night we had Teddy home with us, it was spaghetti night in the family, and Teddy jumped up sat between the kids, and sitting there like she was poised and ready for a bowl of spaghetti. And she just gobbled the whole thing down. And I've had cats my whole life, and I don't think I've ever known a cat to like pasta, so I just thought it was kind of a fun story.
Maybe Garfield.
Yeah. Well, except for Garfield, I guess Garfield loves lasagna. Yeah, so Teddy loves spaghetti. So this book kind of just talks about as well what you should and should not feed your pet, a carnivore diet, or what omnivores are, herbivores. We kind of break down those terminologies, and we introduce maybe friends that you might see at school or in a swimming park with the diabetic monitor, because you were talking about your friend Nico that works with modern mamas. My nephew's name is Nico, and he happens to be type 1 diabetes, so he has an arm port, and I'm sure kids ask him a lot of questions. So this book just kind of introduces diabetes and diabetes awareness and how to care for your pet and alternative to food-based rewards.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because when I was on a weight loss journey, like, we always tend to celebrate with food. And after I had my kids, I was, still carrying around the weight, still am a little bit, but I had to celebrate my losses and my achievements with something other than food. So I would get creative. I'd go for a walk or get my nails done, have a pedicure or something like that when I'd hit a big milestone. So
something for you.
Yeah, something for you that doesn't involve food. So those are the first 2 books. I have 2 more. I don't know if you have any questions or just want to keep letting me ramble on.
Yeah, I want to hear about your books, so go ahead and keep talking, and then I can ask some questions.
Okay. Teddy gets adopted kind of ties maybe how Teddy loves spaghetti, how he came to love spaghetti, and how he maybe lost his family. Obviously, that part is a little bit made up because I don't exactly know how he became homeless in the first place, but we tried to make it relate to maybe children in foster care who don't know why they lost their family or how they found themselves alone, but to carry hope with them, and then they grow and they get stronger and bigger. And this book really highlights the people who work in the rescue organizations, because the reason I wanted to write these books is because I was no longer fostering animals and helping the rescue out that way. So I wanted to just inspire people to maybe foster cats first and find the best pet for them. And because there's a lot of great pets out there that need homes, and there's no risk to fostering because you just have the animal a couple days, a couple weeks maybe, and just so it can get on a transport truck to this, because they'll go across Canada and pick up homeless and stray animals and ones that have been in cat care agencies that they can't get adopted. So that's kind of like their last chance. So they want to set them up with foster families just to get them here until they can place them in a home permanently. If that animal turns out to be your dream pet and it suits your family, then you get first right at adoption. If you're okay just fostering, they pay for everything. They pay for all the food, all the vet attendances and that sort of thing. So there's really no risk to being a foster parent to animals and help out organizations. But it also, maybe this book will inspire kids to also look for ways to be helpers in their community, because if you can't donate money or time, you can still go around and find dishes and blankets and towels and things that you can still donate to the rescue in lieu of those other things. So this book kind of highlights. I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing with you about finding items to donate. I think we forget about donating our items sometimes.
Yeah, and that's an easy way. You can declutter and spring clean a little bit, but you can bring your things to help an organization, because even donations, there's donations for money if you connect with Teddy's story and you want to donate to one of the rescue organizations. I created QR codes so they link to like GoFundMe pages to the organizations, because there was a lot that Teddy went through in order to get to BC. So part of this book has a geographical component for kids. So it's the map of Canada, and they can follow the rescue van across Canada. And,
that's cool.
See all the pet agencies she was at until she came to me. So that's that story, because I've met so many great people trying to backtrack Teddy's real story, because these animals kind of get lost in the mix, and how could you possibly remember them? But I just thought, well, it came from Edmonton. I'll email SAFE, which is Saving Animals from Euthanasia. I'll text them and see if they remember this cat. Oh, sure, they remembered it, and they remembered the woman who had her at her cat care, Keen Cat Care, prior to that, and fostered her and rescued her. So I got to trace it back to all these people, all the way back to the original. His name is Evan. He was a cowboy who found Teddy frozen in his barn, like under a horse trough, but he was going to chip the ice out of it, and he found the frozen cat there. And the books give you tips on like what to do and how to help animals in those situations. So I got to meet all these incredible people that I'm like friends with now, and they're part of my community, even though they're all across Canada. Yeah, because we all have a passion for animals as well. So they've been my biggest supporters, honestly.
That's awesome, though.
And they're all heroes. Yeah.
That is amazing. That's such an important cause, too. I mean, there's so many things out there to get involved with to help. I know me personally, I love animals, and if I could bring every animal home with me, I probably would. My husband would not like that very much, though. But I love them, and I think, you mentioned donating items, and I think I don't know how it is up there, but in the U.S., I think sometimes we forget about donating to the animal shelters and things like that, because we just think, oh, well, we can donate it to somebody else that could use it.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking of the animal shelters is important, especially during the cold seasons or the, unbearably hot seasons as well.
In this book, actually, at the back, it gives kids ideas of things that they can collect around their house. Maybe I'll read a few in case people. So toys,
Yeah, definitely.
pet food and treats, cleaning supplies, towels and blankets, grooming supplies, collars, leashes, food and water bowls, crates, carriers, nursing bottles, like all things people may have just around. They can bring.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's ideas. So people can help out. Yeah.
Would you say that most animal shelters or places like that are pretty accepting of donations?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because they need all of this stuff, especially when the animals are being transported and picked up. They need crates, cages, litter boxes, like Bosley's up here is a pet store. The one Bosley's I was involved with in Abbotsford, they're the Heart and Soul Rescue Organization. Like they donate all the food, all the litter, all the boxes for foster families, just to give these animals. It's really a passion. Like they work tirelessly trying to scour through dumps and rural areas where the dogs are going to get shot because they don't have access to veterinarians up there to spay or neuter the dogs. So they just run in the wild in packs and attack children who are walking to school with backpacks of lunches. So elderly and children in these communities are at risk. And so at times they need to call all the dogs. So these places will get those dogs and give them a second chance, as well as like dumps. A lot of the animals are roaming around dumps trying to find food scraps to eat and stuff like that, and then it gives them parasites, so they need to go to the vet. They pay for all of the treatments, and
that's amazing. That really is.
This cat is like a great cat. All my cats have been rescue cats, and they've all been so amazing. Except today, actually, I'm painting all my windowsills and getting the house ready to put on the market for sale. And Teddy's like a dog. She's my shadow. She jumps up on the wet windowsill and leaves little paws all over the floor, but it's so cute. I took a picture with adorable little cat paw.
Just making an impression, just leaving a little memory for the next person.
Photographing.
That's awesome.
And then sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Please, go ahead.
The fourth book is Teddy Visits the Vet, because part of being a foster caregiver is bringing the cat to the vet, like I said. So in this story, Teddy's never been to a vet before and he doesn't know what to expect. So it's almost like visiting a doctor or a dentist. Kids could be scared. You know, it might be their first trip to the dentist and they want to know what to expect, so they're not so scared. And this book kind of teaches some coping mechanisms, like breathing in and out, counting out your breaths, and
that's important.
Yeah. So then we find out in this book that Teddy's not a boy at all. Teddy is a girl. So then we celebrate Teddy for all that she is, and she decides in the end that, because it is actually a true story. I came home from the vet and Teddy was always wearing a blue collar. Found out Teddy was a girl at the vet, and I brought Teddy home, and I said to the kids, as how I'm going to tell them, I said, well, I guess we need to get Teddy a new collar. And they're like, why, Mom? And I'm like, we need to get Teddy a pink collar. And then my daughter proceeds to tell me that pink and blue, the genders, like you let the cat decide, and Teddy can be whatever she wants to be. And I was like, you're right, absolutely. So Teddy got a rainbow collar because it doesn't matter. She loves everybody and she's used to being misunderstood. And so we just celebrate all that she is. And yeah,
that's
it's kind
important.
of a cute little story to wrap it up, the series up. So
I love that. That's so important, though, because, you know, you're mixing in these majorly important lessons, your experience with your cat, you know, the diversity acceptance of diversity, is very important. You're
Teddy's
passing
kind of
along. Sorry, I was going to say you're passing along an important message that the younger generations definitely need.
Yeah, just with listening and acceptance and, noticing differences and then accepting people for just as they are. And that's what this book is 100% all about. And there's also like pet care lessons in here too. Like the children can almost relate to Teddy as like an adorable character who has these humanistic qualities, but is a cat. And not only that, is a real life cat. So I get a lot of traffic out here, people stopping and bringing Teddy presents and Easter eggs.
Aww.
And oh, so cute, little local celebrity. All the books are at all the schools in the elementary school. So every time a new book comes out, my son and daughter read it at the front of their class. And when the kids go on school field trips to get their library cards for the first time, and all the kids race around the library trying to find the Teddy book. So yeah, It's really cute. I love it so much.
What age range would you say that the books are geared towards? I mean, it's children's, obviously, but
I'd say, the books also evolve with age, kind of as my children have. I have little fans who are like 2 and 3 years old who just love the covers and the pictures. The artwork in these is absolutely incredible by my illustrator, Sierra Van Ness. Like, she paints all these beautiful scenes, and it's all hand painted. None of it is done by graphic design or anything. She hand paints all, and it's just so detailed. So I think the kids really like the colors and the brightness and that it's a cat, and they may not fully understand all of the lessons in each story at that age. But I have a lot of the kids in the neighborhood. My daughter's turning 11, and she still enjoys the books. Obviously, she doesn't like that she is depicted in the stories, though. Like,
oh no,
eating dinner around the table as a family or whatever. She's like, I look funny. I don't like those glasses or whatever. But the kids in the neighborhood, I get 2 thumbs up from them, and they're 11, 12 years old, the girls. And you know how like preteen girls are super.
Oh yeah.
And so, if I got the 2 thumbs up from them, I think I'm okay. So I'd say anywhere from like 2 to 12.
That's awesome.
Probably ages 5 to 10
Would you say you have a favorite author?
Well, yes, I do have a few favorite authors. Taylor Jenkins is really a great author, and I seem to have a lot of Karen Slaughter and who else do I have in here? Lisa Jewell. I like all these books. They're like historical fiction kind of books. I'm part of a book club of 8 friends. We used to all be 911 dispatchers together back in the day, like 25 years ago. We've all gone off to do different careers over the decades, but and had kids and families, and we were just getting together for somebody's birthday one time, and we just had so much fun. Like, the evening just continued to spill out into the street while we're chatting about stuff, and inevitably, when you spend hours with people, the conversation leads to, seen any good Netflix or read any good books? So we decided, why don't we just all read the same book at the same time, and then we can talk about it. So we created a book club with the 8 of us, and it's a really fun book club. We're spicy, we have dress codes sometimes, and we do fun things like going to a candlelight orchestra, or we go axe throwing, or we've gone to Mexico. We've done a lot of things.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a good group of girls, absolutely phenomenal. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to have them. So we, those are kind of the stories that we like. But this year we did something different, and for Christmas we each bought a different book, and then we all threw in $10. So at the end, and someone gave us journals. Someone from the group gave us journals, so we'll write notes, and then we'll vote which was the best book out of the 8 at the end of the year. Then that person wins $80.
Nice.
I like to keep it fun.
That's exciting, though, and I feel like you don't see that as much anymore. I don't know, maybe it's just the difference between Canada and the US, but I would love to see more book clubs like that in the US myself. If you had to write a different book outside of your genre, like what genre would it be?
It would be like a dating disaster story, like Bridget Jones meets Sex in the City, and just all like the crazy bonkers like things that happen in life, and just yeah, between me and my girlfriends, we could each write several chapters, I'm sure.
Oh, I get it completely.
Yeah,
I get it. That
it
would
would
be
be
fun.
quite something funny like that.
Nice. Very cool. What genre do you dislike reading?
Um, Fantasy.
No, it's all good. Trust me,
Like
you're good.
it's weird. I like some shows about dragons and stuff like that, but I don't automatically go there. I need to get into it. So like I almost prefer like learning about the war and like and then like stories of people's personal experiences with it and stuff and like what they persevered, and that's just what I like. But
Do you have any more coming out soon?
not soon, no. I have so much going on. I just opened an Airbnb, and it's doing really, really well. So I've been busy with that, getting that up and running and furnished and
Yeah.
assembling furniture and like thinking of absolutely everything that anyone could possibly need. So that's been busy, and then getting this house for sale. But you know, the bonus about my muse is that she lives with me. So the children and this cat like provide so much inspiration. I definitely have 2 or 3 different stories and titles jotted down in notepads that in various
Nice.
places on my phone that I can refer to. And but I need to get these 4 in distribution first. Like they're on Amazon, but I need to get them loaded up onto Ingram Spark, and then some bookstores can actually order the book. So that, as opposed to paying Amazon prices, they would get their wholesale prices. And
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
it's a process. Like there's a lot to do, and I am not super tech savvy, and we've hit a lot of roadblocks along the way. So we're getting there, though. I have 1 out of 4 on there. So once
Hey,
that
that's a
happens,
start.
that's a start.
That's
Once that happens, I can start, maybe promoting the book a bit more, the books a bit more,
yeah.
and actually doing author signings in store at chapters or something like that. So that would all be very exciting. But in
Yes,
due time,
definitely don't forget to promote and market your book and yourself.
no, yes, yeah, absolutely. Because
Goes
that
hand
you
in
don't
hand.
you don't make a lot of money on books like as an author. So it's more about the passion for the stories, and yeah, it's and meeting people. Like I've just this whole process, I've just met so many incredible people, and I get to have these conversations with podcasters and meet people all over the world. It's been really exciting.
It is. I feel the same way, just being on this end, getting to talk to all the authors. There's not a feeling like it. Like it's just an amazing feeling and I love it. And I love knowing that I'm helping authors. It's, what I want to do. And people would ask, well, what do you do? I help promote authors and their books. Okay, that sounds a little different than a normal job. So, let
Yeah,
me know.
but it's unique, and you're doing what you want to do, and you're doing what you love and what you enjoy, and you're helping people at the same time. So
That
yeah,
is
that's
true.
amazing, and hopefully my stories help the rescue organizations too. And it's all that's what it's all about, right?
Definitely. And I
People
want to check
helping
out your
people.
books. Yes, I am all for that 100%. Bringing out the positivity and not the negativity.
Exactly.
So I am all for that. We will make sure to share your links and social media on our website and on our social accounts as well when we post this, so that everyone can follow you, find out where to buy your books, all that fun stuff. If you have anything else to add before we close.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, it's been a fun time, and I would appreciate you posting the link to the website. If you guys want to see pictures of Teddy at home, the real Teddy, then hop on www.christinemilkovic.com. Total mouthful. I really should have, pared that down a little bit, but CMK author would probably be easier for people. But anyway, go there, see pictures of Teddy, say hello. There's coloring pages for your children if you want to print off, if you have a little Teddy fan in your house.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. It has been wonderful just talking to you and getting to know you and Teddy. And my daughter's 15, but I would still totally check out the books and read them.
Yay!
Just life lessons in general. And ways to help. But thank you so much. And we appreciate you being a guest on our show today. And to everyone watching, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on another episode of Magnificent Authors Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure to share another inspiring conversation with a talented author. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Magnificent Authors Podcast so you don't miss any of our upcoming conversations with amazing writers. And be sure to check out Magnificent Mamas on our website, which is www.magnificentmamas.us, or on our Facebook page for more inspiring content from incredible authors. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. What resonated with you the most? Head over to Facebook or leave a comment on our website and let me know. Until next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep those imaginations soaring.